Looks like this pile of boxes knocked this can over. Vegetable oil seeped into the racks. Get how that works, Dawson?
If cotton or linen come into contact with vegetable oil, bacteria decomposes the fabric, and if the heat can't escape, you get spontaneous combustion.
Correct. Whole boxes of brake fluid, dozen bags of cat litter, chlorine powder. It's not what most people keep in their storage lockers. This looks like the stockpile of an arsonist. All right, we'll get AI in here to have a look.
Hey, guys.
What the hell?
Stop waiting and start living. It's 2026. Get the Tier 1 brands you want right now. No credit needed, plus we'll deliver and set it up for free. All American Rental and Sales, your home upgraded.
Are you dealing with vaginal odor? It's time to give your vagina the support it needs. This is Uro Vaginal Probiotic from O Positive Health. Uro has a premium V Positive probiotic blend with XOS prebiotics to enhance effectiveness, so you can crowd out odor-causing bacteria, balance vaginal pH and yeast levels, and enjoy greater vaginal comfort. Get Uro for 20% off right now at geturo.com.
At Springfield Kia, our all-new state-of-the-art showroom is rising. So come by and score huge savings on the all-new 26 Sportage while we're under construction. Get behind the wheel of a 26 Kia Sportage LX by leasing for just $249 a month for 24 months. Or purchase one with interest as low as 0.9 APR for 48 months. No hidden fees, no surprises, just straight-up savings. At Springfield Kia, we really do make it easy for you.
When your alarm goes off, Daybreak is on with your first look at the top stories, weather, traffic, and more with Carissa Cordell and Tom Schmidt. The first thing you need, first thing in the morning. Daybreak on Ozarks First.
In this job, you take your eye off it for 1 second. People can die. You did a great thing today. It's all because of you.
Chicago Fire, next Friday at 8/7 Central on MyNet.
Daybreak on Ozarks First. First in news, first for you. You're watching Ozarks First.
Straight ahead here at 9, it has now been 15 years to the day that devastating EF5 tornado tore right through Joplin. Tonight we're taking a look at the tornado and how it played out on live TV, as well as the long recovery that's taken place since then. Then an Ozarks war hero finally being put to rest, how family members came together today to honor his memory nearly 80 years after his death. And then later.
So divided, so dysfunctional, so disorganized, are fleeing Washington.
Congress leaving town without an agreement over several controversial funding bills, why the Senate punted on some key legislation before Memorial Day. When your news at 9 starts right now.
This is Ozarks First News at 9.
When the sirens go off in Joplin now, people start looking for a place to duck.
And today, marking 15 years since the worst tornado in modern history tore right through Joplin, leaving a lot of people dead, in fact 161, and leveling nearly a third of that town. Great to see you here tonight at 9. I'm Mike Landis. Reporter Mark Zinn is in Joplin. He shows us how the story played out on live TV and the road to recovery.
The rotating portion of this storm is
Joplin news and weather anchor Jeremiah Cook
was broadcasting live from KSN TV when the monster tornado moved into his hometown.
I thought I was ready for whatever was thrown my way, and we weren't ready for that.
A few moments later, the tornado appears on the station's tower cam.
Sirens once again going off in Joplin. Those are definitely power flashes that we are seeing on the ground.
Terrifying images being broadcast throughout the region.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous situation.
I grew up in this area. I could pick out on the tower cam this person's house and this person's house and this person's house, and there's my house, and there's where my very pregnant wife is supposed to be at work.
Then,
all right, we're off air.
There is no preparing for it. There is no playbook.
With most of the town now in the dark, Cook says the next few hours were horrific.
My memories of that day are crystal clear. The next 2 weeks are a blur.
The tornado left behind an unreal path of destruction.
It can't be that big. This doesn't happen here. And it had happened here.
2011 had already become a historic year for tornadoes, but that was before a mile-wide EF5 tornado tore through the heart of the city.
When I saw the damage in Tuscaloosa, I thought, man, there's no way that this could never happen close to us. And then, here I am less than a month later, and I'm on the ground in Joplin, and I'm thinking, this is worse.
15 years later, there are still signs of the tornado on the ground, including this vacant lot. But most of the structures that were damaged or destroyed have been rebuilt.
Why are we at today where we are at? It's because in those moments, we looked at it and we said, that's not happening here. We are going to do this in defiance of the odds.
A decade and a half later, the city has transformed into a stronger community with state-of-the-art buildings, including the new Mercy Hospital and Joplin's High School.
The recovery is still going on. Joplin continues to grow.
And we will continue to follow the recovery efforts for the next 15 years. In Joplin, I'm Mark Zinn.
And following that storm, Ozark's First and Color 10 had crews making countless trips to Joplin to cover that heartbreaking aftermath. And tonight we're opening our archives for you and showing you exactly how it was covered by our team as it played out. Plus an exclusive story from one of our current employees who survived the storm as he took shelter there in Joplin. Here's a sneak peek at that.
I am telling you to take cover right now. Here's the newest video at this hour. We have 24 confirmed fatalities.
A lot of the high humidity out there led to rain-wrapped tornadoes, hard to see.
Here it is, folks, the proof this morning. This is the high school here in Joplin.
The single deadliest tornado in more than 100 years. Very overwhelming to stand on this hill and look over.
How can you possibly get out there and look for your belongings or your loved ones?
I remember it taking a long time for us to even get to our street and to even locate our house.
There's what's left of the house.
What does this look like compared to what it did?
Hell.
Ozark's First Plus can be downloaded for free using Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. If you missed the special tonight at 8:30, you can catch that right now on demand. And Jamie, looking back on the tornado there, I, as a reporter, was there within hours of it happening. And I remember just going there for weeks, looking at the devastation, thinking it was going to take 100 years to clean up. I mean, how could you even begin to clean up and rebuild? It happened pretty quickly. And now when you go there, seeing that right there is a different city. It's pretty amazing.
It is a different city, and there's a lot of new now to Joplin that wasn't there before, but you can clearly see where the tornado went through. I mean,
that path.
Just talking to some that remember, the urban forest that was there that now is like an open plain because those trees were cleared out by that tornado.
Yeah. We're looking forward to a nice Memorial Day ahead. Some rain showers, but thankfully nothing bad to contend with.
The month of May is a month for severe weather. And, I think back to 2024, Memorial Day weekend, we had rounds of severe weather, including some violent tornadoes.
Yeah, I remember.
Thankfully, this is going to be a quiet holiday weekend. We did have some showers pass across the area today. Those are on the way out now. In fact, here in Springfield, if you've stepped outside, you'll notice skies have cleared out. We've got mostly clear skies now to the west of Highway 65. That will open the door, I think, to some fog later tonight. Currently 64. It'll continue to cool. And it looks now like we're going to probably sneak into the upper 50s for lows. Look for some clouds and fog to start Saturday. The clouds should start thinning out by mid-morning and then maybe partly sunny by late morning, and that'll carry over into the afternoon. Once we get to about 2, 3 o'clock, we should find scattered showers and thunderstorms building in from the west and southwest across the area, and that will continue to sweep east as we head into Saturday evening. So we're in for some more wet weather, and tomorrow I think we'll find more lightning than we found today. But it looks like once we get past Saturday, the rest of the holiday weekend looks drier, sunnier, and also warmer. We'll have a look in that forecast coming up in a bit. Mike.
And we'll see you then, Jamie. Another one of the men accused of murdering Chavez Wynn in downtown Springfield has been found guilty. Cortez Washington was one of the 5 charged in the 2023 shooting death of Wynn. And today, a Greene County jury recommended a life sentence after deciding he is guilty of first-degree murder. Again, 4 other people were involved and charged in the death of Wynn. Last December, Elijah Bedell was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. And last month, Timothy Hester pled guilty to first-degree murder and assault. He's currently awaiting his sentencing. Cesar Bolones also standing trial this coming June on the 22nd, and Arshuan Bradley's trial begins on August the 3rd. An early morning break-in forcing the cancellation of the last day of school at Immaculate Conception Elementary School in South Springfield. Police tell us an officer heard some fire alarms going off while patrolling near the back side of that building. And other officers and firefighters began arriving. And upon investigating, they found some small fires.
They went inside, found some smoke and vandalism. It appears, they called fire department, appears some small fires were started. I don't have a lot of details on that, but there's a significant amount of smoke and smoke damage and water damage from the sprinkler system.
They were able to get those fires knocked down pretty quickly. Police say at this time no arrests have been made in this case. Nobody was inside the building at the time of the break-in, other than the burglars themselves, of course. Today's church services on the chapel side of the building were also canceled.
You're finally back where you belong. As I saw him to sleep next to his mother. Rest in peace, Lieutenant.
Well, homecoming over 80 years in the making today, with dozens of people honoring the life and sacrifice of First Lieutenant Robert P. Aikman of Taney County. Now, the remains of that soldier who died in World War II were recently identified and brought back home. Ozark's first Parker Padgett attended the ceremony. He reports tonight from Forsyth.
More than 70 people filed into the Community Presbyterian Church here to honor the life of First Lieutenant Robert P. Aikman. Aikman died in 1945, but he is finally being laid to rest 81 years later.
After a long, lonely journey across the ocean and through the decades, you're finally back where you belong.
We honor the life and sacrifice of First Lieutenant Robert P. Aikman, a man whose courage, character, and sacrifice embody the very best of our nation.
Aikman was killed in World War II while being held captive in a ship that sunk in 1945.
I wanted to make him a real person in honoring him today, not just the atrocities that happened to him.
Loved ones heard from DJ Schaefer, a man from Kansas State, Aikman's alma mater, who specializes in the history of prisoners of war.
His regimental colors fittingly fly again freely for the first time in over 84 years.
Jim Aikman was one of the family members who supplied DNA to help identify Lieutenant Aikman and says the hero comes from a long history of military men.
Lieutenant Aikman stepped forward long before the nation understood how desperately men like him would be needed.
An emotional day echoed by the words, "Welcome home."
It is fitting that First Lieutenant Aikman is reaching his final resting place with his parents on Memorial Day weekend, 250 years after the founding of our great nation, for which he gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Aikman was laid to rest in the Forsyth Cemetery near his family. Reporting in Forsyth, Parker Padgett, Ozarks First.
And we have more news to share with you, so don't forget to follow us on social media, where we have fun videos and other need-to-know news from your communities. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and X. And don't forget to download our news and weather apps and check out ozarksfirst.com.
Don't look at me, don't look at anybody, just do your own thing.
Coming up, an historic moment at the White House as the president swears in the new Federal Reserve chairman. Why it could be a while before he can deliver the rate cuts the president is wanting. And later in the show, summer is unofficially here for several schools around the Ozarks who are out for the summer. How one superintendent is writing out the last day of school.
And as we embark on the start of summer, it looks like we are in for some summer-like showers as we work through Saturday, and maybe some early summer heat as we work through the back end of the holiday weekend. I'll have more of that coming up.
This is Ozarks First News at 9. with Mike Landis, Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner, and Sports with Dan Lucy. The Ozarks First Sports Report is sponsored by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks.
Table Rock Lake is one of the Ozarks' fastest growing investment opportunities. Timberline Crossing offers luxury lakefront condos with short-term rental income potential and owner financing at 3.9% for the first 10 buyers. Limited units available. Call Timberline Crossing today.
The difference is never made all at once. The only way to do it is to keep showing up. And when you play the Missouri Lottery, you show up for public education all across the state, from elementary to higher ed.
Energy that is stored inside of an object. Penelope. Potential. Exactly right.
See how it helps where you live at molottery.com/education.
Summer starts at Hy-Vee with Memorial Day savings Wednesday through Sunday. Hy-Vee Prime Reserve Bacon Wrapped Sirloin, $5.99. Fresh strawberries, $1.75 a pound. Whole seedless watermelon, just $3.98. Fresh ground beef, $4.98 for a 1-pound roll. Pork shoulder roast, just $1.77 a pound. Plus, save on Lay's, Hy-Vee water, Pepsi, and more Wednesday through Sunday. And every day, you'll find the same low prices online as in store, only at Hy-Vee.
Hi, Roger here from Race Brothers. Come check out Steel's battery-powered equipment. Steel battery tools have the power to get the job done on a single charge. Each product features an integrated battery that plugs right into the wall. Mowers, trimmers, blowers, power washers. Get it all done with Steel battery-powered equipment. Don't forget our great parts and service department. We service what we sell at Race Brothers in Springfield, Carthage, and Monette. You'll like the way we do business. Tell a friend.
Race Brothers Farm and Home Supply.
I want to talk about some baby names that are going extinct. Atharv.
What the heck?
I don't.
Never met someone with any of these names.
Yeah.
Dad, how'd I get my name? Well, son, listen here.
You ever heard of a show called Vibe O'Clock?
Watch Vibe O'Clock on Ozarks First. Plus, download the app on your Roku, Apple TV, or Fire TV device. Matt Hefner on Ozarks First. First in weather. First for you.
Invest in luxury at Kimberling Crossing on Table Rock Lake. Enjoy waterfront living with a private boat slip and exclusive 3.9% owner financing for the first 10 buyers. High-end views and a premier lifestyle await. Call Kimberling Crossing today.
Well, without agreement, the Senate is now out. Republicans were trying to fund ICE and CBP, but without an agreement on a weaponization reimbursement fund and funding for Trump's ballroom. Lawmakers left Washington for their holiday recess. The move there coming after senators plan to vote on a Republican-only bill, roughly $70 billion for immigration enforcement. The disagreements over a $1 billion settlement fund for people who believed they were politically prosecuted, and the Department of Homeland Security's request for $1 billion for President Trump's ballroom derailed that immigration bill.
Weaponization fund is a question. The ballroom still, I think, remains vague. And we're losing our core mission here, which is to fund Department of Homeland Security.
Well, the president urged Congress to pass that additional $70 billion in funding for immigration enforcement by July the 1st. But on Thursday, Republicans say they did not have the votes to get that done. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is downplaying the president's reversal of a troop withdrawal from Poland. And while NATO allies are applauding the move, they also say it's causing some confusion. The comments come after President Trump announced he's sending 5,000 additional troops to Poland after talks about reducing the American military presence in Europe.
Obviously, the United States continues to have global commitments that it needs to meet in terms of our force deployment, and that constantly requires us to re-examine where we put troops.
The president says he'll draw down at least 5,000 troops from Germany, and that redeployment is still taking place. NATO Secretary General says the troop movements are part of a broader shift that will see Europe take more responsibility for its own defense. We are heading to break here at 9:15 with a live look over the water here in the Ozarks. Cloudy skies for the most part. Thankfully, not going to be quite as chilly as it was last night. Jamie's going to let us know what our rain chances look like for our holiday weekend right after this.
The Ozarks First Storm Tracker, sponsored by Multiply Credit Union.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can do all the things that make summer, summer. Take a Grand Highlander and go root for the home team. Send newlyweds off in a Camry. Congrats.
Thanks.
Or catch some waves with a RAV4. Still got it.
Right now, get a great deal on the 2026 Toyota Camry with APR financing as low as 3.99%. Or lease the 2026 Toyota Camry for $309 a month.
Your summer starts here. That limbo.
Toyota, let's go places.
When you need it built strong and built right too, call Fair and True. We're the team for you. From dream to design, from start to the end, we build it with care like we would for a friend. On us through and through. Homes, officer, they're that brand new deck. We show up on time and we earn your respect. Craftsmanship solid and pricing that's fair with Fair and True Construction. We're already there.
Find everything you need to start off the summer and get an 11% rebate at Menards. We're your one-stop shop for all your summer essentials. Whether you're stocking up on everyone's favorite snacks, making a patio perfect for entertaining family and friends, or getting ready to gather around the grill, Menards has everything you need for your get-togethers all summer long. Save big and celebrate with these hot deals at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I've always been drawn to the idea that the law is the great equalizer.
Everything was stress-free. He was out to provide me the best service he possibly could. I would most definitely recommend him.
The law offices of Brian Musgrave and the staff that work for me focus on client customer service because we feel that everyone deserves dignity and respect.
Big things happening for the 100-year celebration of Route 66. We have a host, John Goodman, and the musical guests are Little Big Town, Chris Jansen, Gretchen Wilson, and Rascal Flatts lead singer Gary LaVox.
Watch the Daily Scroll with Bailey Stroll on Ozarks First Plus. Download the app on your Roku, Apple TV, or Fire TV device. Join the fun with Tom Turton, only on Unscripted.
You step outside and it's got that cool feel. Skies are mostly clear. Temperatures are sitting in the mid-60s at this hour. You know, we've talked about the anniversary of Joplin. This spring severe weather season, I think the thing that we're going to remember most about it probably is the hail that fell back in late April. We had 3 consecutive days of severe thunderstorms raking the area, and a lot of hail was produced. A few tornadoes were produced in Dallas County, and now today evidence that there were 2 additional tornadoes that developed out of those storms. In fact, the National Weather Service reporting on that today, and they didn't use reporting from people. They actually used satellite imagery to determine that tornadoes had touched down. An EF0 touching down south of White Church, also an EF0 touching down east-northeast of the Eminence area. Of course, today, severe weather was not an issue. There was some wet weather, most of the rain, though, light, and it's on the way out now. That rainmaker, currently centered over northwestern Tennessee and will continue to track off to the northeast. Notice the break. That's what's coming through tonight and tomorrow morning. But then we find more storms back in Texas, West Texas. That's Saturday's rainmaker, and it will sweep across the area during the afternoon and evening, bringing a round of scattered thunderstorms. And I think because there's going to be more instability in play, that we're going to find a better chance, I think, for some heavier rain out of tomorrow's rainmaker as it moves through. So looking at the pattern overnight tonight, skies have already cleared out here west of Highway 65. We'll find clouds clearing out of our eastern counties too. And with the damp conditions that we've got in place and with the light winds and the clear skies and temperatures cooling off, we're probably going to find some fog to start the day on Saturday, maybe in most areas. And that fog could be dense. Visibilities could be less than a mile. As we work through the morning, though, those clouds will thin out. And then once we get to early to mid-afternoon, scattered thunderstorms will build in from the southwest, impacting the area and then pushing east and northeast out of the area as we work into Saturday evening. And then by Sunday morning, we do it again. We will have had the rain. Skies will have cleared out. We'll have light winds, and it looks like another round of fog across the area. But this time around, I don't think we're going to have to contend with much in the way of afternoon shower and thunderstorm activity. There'll probably be a few isolated showers, but most areas will be dry. And I expect Sunday to be also sunnier. Looking at rainfall, tomorrow it's going to be one of those days where a lot of places get rain, Most places probably don't get heavy rain, but there will be some pockets that might pick up 1 inch to 2 inches of rainfall in a short period of time as those storms are moving through. Temperatures tonight, they're going to cool into the upper 50s, it looks like, in most areas. And then as we get into tomorrow, we're looking at highs in the mid to upper 70s. It's kind of a race against the incoming storms. How warm can we get before those thunderstorms arrive? Tomorrow night, temperatures will dip back into the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. And then on Sunday, with more sunshine, we're going to see afternoon highs up around 80 degrees. And for Memorial Day, it looks like the same thing. We're going to find, I think, some morning fog, then partly cloudy skies. Can't rule out an isolated afternoon shower. Most areas are dry, and it looks warm in the afternoon with highs up in the low 80s. Looking at the holiday headaches, this is the list right here. These are the things that we need to be concerned about. The possibility of downpours, lightning, maybe some locally heavy rainfall that could lead to some localized flooding. Fog and low visibility is a possibility each morning through the weekend. Also, with the sunshine Sunday and Monday, keep in mind it's sunburn season. You'll need to make sure you're prepared for that. And if you're doing some floating this weekend, be prepared for the rivers to be running a little faster, a little higher because of recent heavy rainfall. Once we get back to work, kind of the same pattern, Mike. Looks like we will continue to find these rainmakers moving through. The next one coming through on Tuesday, then a bit of a break on Wednesday, and then another one moving through Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, good reminder about the water, because this will be the first weekend a lot of folks are taking out to, the creeks or the lakes for the summer kickoff. So
yeah, and if you're not real skilled with that, you can find yourself getting dumped over pretty quick in your kayak or your canoe.
Happens real fast. All right, thank you, Jamie. Well, of course, several school districts across the Ozarks are celebrating their final day of the school year, including Springfield Public Schools, and most of those in the metro. Earlier this morning, Superintendent Dr. Granita Lathan took a bus ride with some Holland Elementary School kids. She says she's excited for summer vacation. However, she's also looking ahead to the upcoming school year.
The last day of school is exciting, but also planning for the first day of school, which is August the 25th. So we're really excited, and Team SPS is ready to start planning for our new school year.
There's a sound we're used to kick off the summer season here in Springfield, with the 43rd Mid-America Street Rod Nationals returning to the city for a 3-day celebration of classic cars and street rod culture. There are also several events throughout the week, including a swap meet, autocross competition, even ride-alongs on the popular Saturday Streets of Rod showcase.
It's been in Springfield for a number of years now. Maybe their grandfather had a car like this, or their dad had one. It brings back memories, of riding in that car with your granddad or your dad or something like that. And I think that's a lot of it. It's kind of a homecoming almost.
The kickoff celebration started today and continues through May 24th. You can join the fun at Ozark Empire Fairgrounds from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday and from 8 a.m. to 12:30 on Sunday. Well, coming up, a record-breaking number of Americans expected to travel this Memorial Day weekend. How gas prices and airfare are driving up your costs when your News at 9 returns.
Serving the Ozarks, Thursdays on Ozarks First.
Memorial Day. News Nation salutes America's greatest heroes of the high seas with exclusive access inside the U.S. Naval Academy.
This is the standard we try to teach these midshipmen.
They're my inspiration. They paved the way for us.
Join me for amazing stories of heroism, bravery, and innovation at sea.
They were normal human beings put in very hard circumstances.
America's greatest sailors with Leland Vittert. Memorial Day at 9/8 Central, only on News Nation.
We are the Dillows. We are from Northern Kentucky. Being out in a rural area, coverage is pretty hit and miss with other carriers. So switching to T-Mobile solved a lot of problems that we had.
I'm able to use T-Satellite now. When you need to communicate, you can communicate.
America's best network meets off-the-grid satellite coverage with T-Satellite. Plus, over the past 5 years, T-Mobile customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T, and enjoy a 5-year price guarantee on experience plans.
The value that we get with T-Mobile is excellent.
When it comes to travel, you're a winner. That's why you don't just have a travel pillow. You have a full-body travel cocoon. And that's why you rent with National, where you can skip the counter and go.
Get ready for the ultimate spectacle of speed. Countdown to Indy.
Join us on the racetrack for an inside look at the history, the spirit, and the culture of race day.
Friday, May 22nd on Ozarks First, sponsored by Indigo Sky Casino and Resort.
You just can't beat race day.
All right, gang, here we go.
The storylines, they are plentiful.
These guys are out of control.
This is crazy. Can he hang on? This is why it matters.
The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, Saturday from Charlotte at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on the CW.
When your alarm goes off, Daybreak is on with your first look at the top stories, weather, traffic, and more. Get going with Daybreak, the first thing you need, first thing in the morning, with Carissa Cordell and Tom Schmidt. Daybreak on Ozarks First. First in news, first for you. Watch the Rabbit Hole Report, Thursdays at 6:30.
The Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, says she's resigning from office to care for her husband, who has a rare form of bone cancer. Gabbard posted her resignation letter on X, with President Trump reposting that letter on Truth, saying she did an incredible job. Gabbard will leave the administration on June the 30th. The president says her principal deputy director of national intelligence, Aaron Lucas, will serve as acting director. She's now the 4th cabinet member to leave during President Trump's second term. Meanwhile, today, President Trump swore in the new chairman of the Federal Reserve, Kevin Warsh. He was sworn in at the White House. It's a break in tradition and the first time in nearly 40 years that the ceremony was not held at Fed headquarters. His chairmanship faces more political demands for lower rates from a president than any other new Fed chair in recent memory.
And while I'm not naive about the challenges we face, I believe, Mr. President, these years can bring unmatched prosperity that will raise living standards for Americans from all walks of life. And the Fed has something to do with it.
Warsh will replace Jerome Powell, whose term ended on May the 15th. Powell is set to remain on the board until January of 2028. Well, despite an increase at the pump and higher flight fees, it's shaping up to be a busy Memorial Day weekend on the roadways and in the skies. The national average for a gallon of gas was at $4.55 at the start of the holiday weekend. That's not stopping travelers. AAA is expecting a record-breaking 45 million Americans will fly or drive this weekend.
We were surprised to see that there were more this year compared to last, but there aren't that much more. The American road trip is sacrosanct, that we're going to do this no matter what.
Where you live is also a big factor. Talcor research finds Illinois residents are planning summer travel the most at 77%, while 56% of people in Arkansas say they're staying home and not going anywhere. Still ahead in our second half hour at 9:30, Capitol Hill pushing a bill to help more Americans buy homes. Why some lawmakers say there's still a lot of work to be done on that legislation.
Carissa Cordell, weekday mornings on Ozarks First.
Hi, Roger from Race Brothers. We're a big store with a lot of stuff, so check out our complete line of Cub Cadet mowers. Step up to the ultimate all-around mowing experience with the Cub Cadet Ultima series. These mowers are built for strength and comfort. This is not your typical zero-turn mower. This Cub Cadet Ultimate series is awesome, priced to sell at Race Brothers. Don't forget our great parts and service department. We service what we sell at Race Brothers in Springfield, Carthage, and Monette. You'll like the way we do business. Tell a friend.
Even if your child has moderate to severe eczema, they can feel the flow, feel the breeze. And Dupixent helps them feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Dupixent is the only biologic therapy approved to treat kids as young as 6 months for noticeably clearer skin and less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent. Help heal their skin from within so they can stay ahead of eczema. Find an eczema specialist and ask about Dupixent today.
What happens when you throw out the script and turn up the fun? From special guests to creative recipes.
That is so good!
And plenty of unexpected moments.
Oh!
Join Maddie Conklin, Tom Turton, and Jeremy Rabe for conversations, creations, and a variety of fun. Watch Unscripted weekday mornings on Ozarks First. Tom Schmidt on Ozarks First. First in weather, first for you.
Ready to level up dinner? At Bowie Korean Barbecue in Springfield, you're the chef. Enjoy an all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue experience where you grill premium meats right at your table. Bowie Korean Barbecue. Come hungry and bring your crew.
And welcome back here at 9:30. I'm Mike Landis with some of the top stories we're covering for you here tonight on Ozarks First News. Today marks 15 years since that devastating EF5 tornado ripped through the heart of Joplin. Damaging and destroying thousands of structures and businesses were damaged or destroyed during that storm, remaining one of the costliest tornadoes ever to hit the U.S. Jeremiah Cook at our sister station was on the air at our affiliate there in Joplin when the monster storm showed up live on their tower camera.
I grew up in this area. I could pick out on the tower cam this person's house and this person's house and this person's house, and there's my house. And there's where my very pregnant wife is supposed to be at work. There is no preparing for it. There is no playbook.
161 people were killed in the tornado with another 1,000 people hurt. An early morning break-in forcing the cancellation of the last day of school at Immaculate Conception Elementary School. Springfield police say an officer heard fire alarms going off. That happened while he was patrolling near the back side of that building. They were able to get the fire out. There were just a few small ones throughout the building, and at this time, no arrests have been made. Police say nobody else was inside the building when that break-in occurred.
You're finally back where you belong, as I saw him to sleep next to his mother. Rest in peace, Lieutenant. Welcome home.
There was a homecoming nearly 80 years in the making, with dozens of people honoring the life and sacrifice of First Lieutenant Robert P. Aikman. The remains of that Taney County native who died during World War II were recently identified and brought home. Parker Padgett was at today's memorial service.
More than 70 people filed into the Community Presbyterian Church here to honor the life of First Lieutenant Robert P. Aikman. Aikman died in 1945, but he is finally being laid to rest 81 years later.
After a long, lonely journey across the ocean and through the decades, you're finally back where you belong.
We honor the life and sacrifice of First Lieutenant Robert P. Aikman, a man whose courage, character, and sacrifice embody the very best of our nation.
Aikman was killed in World War II while being held captive in a ship that sunk in 1945.
I wanted to make him a real person in honoring him today, not just the atrocities that happened to him.
Loved ones heard from DJ Schaefer, a man from Kansas State, Aikman's alma mater, who specializes in the history of prisoners of war.
His regimental colors fittingly fly again freely for the first time in over 84 years.
Jim Aikman was one of the family members who supplied DNA to help identify Lieutenant Aikman and says the hero comes from a long history of military men.
Lieutenant Aikman stepped forward long before the nation understood how desperately men like him would be needed.
An emotional day echoed by the words, "Welcome home."
It is fitting that First Lieutenant Aikman is reaching his final resting place with his parents on Memorial Day weekend, 250 years after the founding of our great nation, for which he gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Aikman was laid to rest in the Forsyth Cemetery near his family. Reporting in Forsyth, Parker Padgett, Ozarks First.
Time now for our first check of our forecast. Jamie, it seemed like today we had periods of cloudiness. The sun would come out for a little bit, maybe a taste of what we're going to see for our holiday weekend. Just kind of dodging some of those clouds.
You know, and for folks, it's like it's a weekend for camping. It's a weekend for, you know, get-togethers outside. Folks are concerned that, you know, is this the weather that we're going to have going through the weekend? And I'm happy to say I don't think it is. I do think that Saturday you're going to have a plan B in the afternoon. There will be scattered storms Saturday afternoon. But once we get to Sunday and Monday, most areas, most of the day will be dry, and there will be, I think, quite a bit of sunshine, and it will feel warmer than it has been for much of this past week. Now, today's wave of wet weather, and it wasn't a lot, is now continuing to make its way east out of the area. Still some lingering light showers across Dent County, Shannon County, Oregon County. Looking west, skies have cleared out. Temperatures, they're in the 60s area wide, and it looks like by morning we're going to dip into the upper 50s. I think we will start tomorrow gray, and I think that there will be some fog around. In fact, if you're doing some early morning traveling, you may have to contend with low visibilities. But the fog will thin, the clouds will thin, and we should have some sun developing by mid-morning with partly sunny skies by late morning, and we'll find that into the afternoon before that batch of scattered showers and thunderstorms moves across the area. Mike?
All right, thank you, Jamie. There's a bipartisan bill moving through Congress aiming to make housing more affordable. Under the 21st Century Road to Housing Act, large investors that own at least 350 single-family houses would be banned from buying any more. The bill would also create a program to turn abandoned buildings into housing developments.
We need to do everything we can to cut regulations, to cut red tape, to reduce the cost of housing developments.
The Senate passed the bill earlier this year, but the House made some changes that still need approval. A new community center is open and set to be revealed in Mountain Home, Arkansas. The facility offers a wide variety of space for recreational purposes. It also has 3 basketball courts, 6 volleyball courts, and 9 pickleball courts. It also offers indoor and outdoor recreational pools, along with outdoor splash pads and a lazy river. You can find other workout spaces as well as some conference rooms.
It's going to bring a lot of events to Mountain Home that we can't currently have. There's over 1,000 trade associations in the state of Arkansas, and those associations nearly all have meetings somewhere. We're already seeing a lot of requests to host annual meetings, conferences, and things like that here at this facility.
It looks like quite a place there. The community center will host a soft opening for members only tomorrow and Sunday from noon until 9. It'll officially open to the public on May 25th from 6 in the morning until 9 p.m. Up next, remembering a legacy, how the racing community is honoring the memory of Kyle Busch right after this.
Join the fun with Jeremy Rabe, only on Unscripted.
Summer's here. Who's ready for camp in a new Toyota? The scavenger hunt starts now. Oh, I should probably move.
Get 2.99% APR financing on the 2026 Tundra with $1,000 TFS APR cash. Toyota, let's go places.
A familiar light in every eye. Think, come on in. The water's fine. The memories of what's in store play like a song I've heard before. Where there's still joy in the simple things. And this is where my heart sings.
Being told you need dental implants can be overwhelming. At 417 Smiles, we want you to feel confident in your decision with a trusted second opinion. Our experienced team will take the time to answer your questions and review your treatment plan to ensure you're making the best choice for your lifestyle. Right now, new patients can take advantage of our new patient special for $100. Don't see us in your network? We still file most insurances. So call today to book your new patient special.
From our family to yours.
We want to make sure 417 Smiles.
Join Ozarks First at the Discovery Center in Springfield for a free event to learn about how our new partnership with Amazon can grow your business.
There will be a light lunch, interactive exhibits, and an opportunity to hear from some of the best in the business.
Plus, you'll have a chance to win tickets to see the Kansas City Chiefs, the St. Louis Cardinals, and more.
That's Wednesday, May 27th. Don't miss out on the opportunity to invest in the evolution of your marketing with Amazon DSP.
To learn more, scan the QR code and reserve your ticket.
I'm Mike Brown, president of Canines for Camo. Canines for Camo rescues dogs from shelters, rehabilitates inmates, and helps veterans carry on with their lives for free. Veterans, please go to our website. We need you to apply. For more information, go to caninesforcamo.org.
Let's jump right in.
Live PD presents
Weekday afternoons at 3.
Summer's here. Who's ready for camp in a new Toyota? The scavenger hunt starts now. Oh, I should probably move.
Get 2.99% APR financing on the 2026 Tundra with $1,000 TFS APR cash. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, race fans are celebrating with every passing day that brings them closer to the Indianapolis 500 this coming Sunday. Today marked the last chance for drivers to fine-tune their cars ahead of Sunday. Along with the IndyCar action, a handful of hot dogs took to the track in the second annual Weenie 500. A reminder, you can watch the big race on Fox 49 this Sunday. Pre-race coverage begins at 9. The green flag is scheduled to fly around 11:45. Well, ahead of this weekend's Coke 600, the racing community is in mourning. Kyle Busch dying unexpectedly at the age of 41 yesterday. Now, tributes from drivers, teams, and fans have been pouring in from across the country. Across NASCAR's 3 national series, he amassed 234 total wins, the most of any driver in the history of the sport.
He's such a pleasure to work with. Everybody said, man, how y'all going to get along? Same question they asked me about. You and Dale won't last 6 months. We lasted 20 years. I want to keep Kyle there, and hopefully we can end his career when he gets ready to.
Richard Childress Racing has suspended the use of the number 8 for the race, using number 33 for the remainder of the season. The number 8 will be reserved for his son Brexton Busch when he is ready to join NASCAR.
Well, coming up, we're looking at that holiday weekend again, and we're going to find that the pattern doesn't change a lot after the holiday weekend. More rain chances on a daily basis. We'll talk about what days have the highest chance for rain coming up.
This year, enjoy indoor-outdoor living and get 50% off installation on sunrooms, patio covers, motorized screens, and pergolas from Modern Exteriors.
Modern Exteriors, where quality and price become friends.
I'm Aaron with Springfield Nissan Kia. Did you know that one positive mentor can transform a child's future?
That's right, Aaron. 99% of our littles stay out of the juvenile justice system. That's the power of one mentor showing up in a child's life. You don't have to be perfect, just present.
You can be that one for a child right now. We have over 70 kids waiting. Start today at bigbro.com.
Lifting lives through kindness in action. Brought to you by The Social Connection.
Stop waiting and start living. It's 2026. Get the Tier 1 brands you want right now. No credit needed, plus we'll deliver and set it up for free. All American Rental and Sales, your home upgraded.
Your neck is one of the first areas to show signs of aging, but now there's an easy way to turn back the clock. Introducing Decladerm, a clinically studied cream designed to smooth and firm the skin on your neck and décolleté area.
I have these lines, these folds in my neck. And now since I've used Decladerm, I realized that it really smoothed out the skin.
Decladerm combines the power of retinol with the natural benefits of bakuchiol, a clinically studied duo that visibly resurfaces your skin. In as little as 2 weeks, you'll feel your neck become smoother. In 4 weeks, you'll start seeing a new revitalized you. And after 12 weeks, you'll understand why so many people love their Decladerm results.
In 30 days, I saw visible results. I saw the skin texture change. I saw a lot of the sagginess start to tighten. It's a game changer.
Try Decladerm for only $19.95, plus free shipping. Call the number on your screen. 800-747-0953.
Once again, Ozarks First is teamed up with Hy-Vee for putting the Ozarks first.
Last time, we helped thousands of families during the Putting the Ozarks First food drive.
And you can help us by going to either of the Springfield Hy-Vee locations and put non-perishable food items in the barrel.
You can also donate at the register. Just speak to your cashier.
All donations go to help Ozarks Food Harvest. We are putting the Ozarks first with Hy-Vee.
Itch, itch, scratch.
must not itch.
Stop the itch sanity with Cortisone 10 for bug bites, poison ivy, and other itches. It works fast and lasts for hours. Cortisone 10. And for itch relief that cools on contact, try our new bug bite relief stick today.
Allergies keeping you up? Take Zyzol at night. It lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl, relieving allergies the entire night. So you wake refreshed for a productive next day. Be Wisol. Take Zyzol at night.
Well, outside right now it feels pretty fresh. Temperatures are in the mid-60s after another rather cloudy day across the area. Despite the clouds thinned out enough for us to get to 70 today in Springfield. Mid-70s to the west where there was more sunshine in Joplin. Mid to upper 60s for highs to the east where it stayed cloudy all day long. So we've had a cool stretch of weather since that warm stretch of weather last weekend. Where do we go from here? Well, it looks like we're going to find something in between. Looking at the setup right now, one rainmaker on the way out, the next rainmaker on the way in. It is generating storms right now in West Texas. It will slide across our area Saturday afternoon and evening. And the difference between today's rainmaker and tomorrow's rainmaker is that there will be more instability in play for tomorrow's system as it comes across the area. And that should help to boost not only rain chances, but the chances for thunderstorms and the chances for at least some locally heavier rainfall. This evening, showers on the way out. As I mentioned earlier, it looks like we're in for some fog and low cloudiness to start the day on Saturday. That will thin out. We'll find scattered storms building in during the afternoon, and then those will sweep out Saturday evening. So this is not going to be a washout kind of a day. It's just a day where, as the storms are approaching, have that plan B, safe place to go as the storms are moving through, and then the storms move out and you get back to doing whatever you were doing. As we get to Sunday, we're going to find low cloudiness and fog once again. But as we get into the afternoon, we will find partly cloudy skies, but very few in the way of showers. And I think that's going to be the case again on Memorial Day. Rain totals on Saturday into Saturday evening, it's going to be spotty heavy rainfall, but there could be some spots that see 1 to 2 inches of rain in a short period of time, and that could lead to some street flooding at least. So it's still a day where you're going to have to be mindful of the weather. Temperatures tonight dropping into the upper 50s, highs tomorrow in the mid to upper 70s. Tomorrow night back into the upper 50s to around 60, and then on Sunday it looks like highs around 80 degrees. Memorial Day looks maybe even a degree or two warmer than that with highs in the low 80s. It should be a nice day to enjoy in remembrance and also a nice day to enjoy with your family. As we look ahead to back to work weather, with a trough in the western United States, here in our part of the nation, there's going to be this flow from south to north, and we're going to see this pipeline of rainmakers moving across the region. Plus, there's going to be this leftover boundary in place over the area. So I think the ingredients are in place for episodes of wet weather throughout next week after Monday. It looks like the wettest days will be Tuesday and then again Thursday and Friday. I don't expect severe weather out of this setup, although there will be some thunderstorm activity. The concern that I have is for some locally heavy rainfall at times that could lead to some localized flooding concerns. And it looks like over the next week, it looks like all of the area will pick up an inch of rain. This is over the next 7 days, and there will be some spots that see in excess of 2, maybe even 3 inches of rainfall. 7-day forecast, there it is for you. Again, warming up as we work through the weekend. Temperatures at night also warming back up. Looks like lows in the low to mid 60s becoming more common next week. The days where we see the wettest weather will be the days that are coolest. It looks like highs in the 70s on Tuesday, back in the low 80s Wednesday, and then 70s for highs again Thursday and Friday. Dan?
Coming up in sports, district championships on the line. Ozark and Kickapoo with a nail-biter.
The Ozarks First Sports Report is sponsored by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks.
Table Rock Lake is one of the Ozarks' fastest growing investment opportunities. Timberline Crossing offers luxury lakefront condos with short-term rental income potential and owner financing at 3.9% for the first 10 buyers. Limited units available. Call Timberline Crossing today.
See what's new and get a few looks when you have your roof installed by dedicated builders, building roofs that last. You'll enjoy our approach to roofing from the ground up. We install metal or shingle materials and do it with quality craftsmanship because dedicated Dedicated Builders gets the job done right. As a family-owned and operated home builder, Dedicated Builders knows working for and with neighbors can bring great results, and we like it that way. Start your project with us today by calling Dedicated Builders.
Most of the clients I represent, they're going up against some of the most well-funded, well-armed adversaries out there. What they need is someone who can tear down those roadblocks. This is what we do for a living. The law offices of Brian Musgrave focus on client customer service because we feel that everyone deserves dignity and respect.
Somebody was complaining about our show and they just said, "What is it, a couple of frat guys talking about the weather?"
Welcome into Two Frat Guys in a Forecast.
Yeah.
What's up, bro? Look at that. That has been ruled at least EF3 tornado.
In this case, we actually have visual evidence of what this looked like as it was blowing through.
Watch Two Dudes in a Doppler on Ozarks First Plus. Join the fun with Maddie Conklin, only on Unscripted.
Invest in luxury at Kimberling Crossing on Table Rock Lake. Enjoy waterfront living with a private boat slip and exclusive 3.9% owner financing for the first 10 buyers. High-end views and a premier lifestyle await. Call Kimberling Crossing today.
Win a backyard barbecue from Color 10 at Fox 49. Every Thursday, we head out to someone's backyard.
We can feature your backyard during the forecast.
Submit a photo of your backyard to ozarksfirst.com,
where you have a weekly chance to win a $100 Price Cutter gift card and host our backyard barbecue. You can also enter our one-time contest for a $400 gift card from Price Cutter.
We'll do the forecast
while you and your friends enjoy our backyard barbecue.
The Ozarks First Backyard Barbecue, sponsored by Price Cutter, Sun Control, and Highland Dairy. The Ozarks First Sports Report is sponsored by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks.
Yo, one. That one's hit high and deep to left field. This ball's gone. Back-to-back jacks for Sermon.
For the Missouri State Bears, Friday was fun day at the CUSA tournament. Prior to the Bears game with Dallas Baptist, both teams learned that they had qualified for the Conference USA semifinals, so the rivalry game meant nothing for the CUSA tournament. In our Bear Nation update, a win over the Patriots would boost Mo State's NCAA at-large resume when blowing out at Kennesaw. Hitters took advantage. Top of the first, Dallas Baptist Luke Pettit. Deep to center. This one is gone, and the Patriots were up 1-0 very quickly. But Missouri State answers in the bottom of the first inning. Bryce Sermonelli would lead off the inning with this drive over the boards in right center. That would tie the game up at 1. The next batter is Logan Fife, and he goes deep to left center. Back-to-back jacks. The Bears were in front 2-1. Now, Dallas Baptist owned a 7-2 lead in the 7th inning, but Missouri State would rally. Bottom of the 9th, bases loaded for Caden Bogenpole, and he would single to right, scoring Jax Ryan and Michael Callahan, and the Bears walk it off. 9-8 your final. Mo State will play Liberty in tomorrow's semifinal at 1:30 our time. In the high school ranks, a number of district championships decided tonight. Class 6, District 6, the hometown Ozark Tigers hosting Kickapoo. Ozark beat the Chiefs back in late April. A ticket to the Class 6 quarterfinals on the line, fans there. And this was the ultimate defensive battle. Kickapoo pitcher Camden Lastly set the tone, strikes out Luke Bear swinging. Ozark's Rylan Sutton just as sharp. He gets Jackson Hill swinging right there. Sutton can also field his position. The Chiefs' Jacob Wilkerson with the bunt. Sutton comes off the mound and makes the diving catch. Scoreless. Bottom of the 7th, last inning. Kickapoo's Connor Smith rifles this line drive to right, and then he comes all around and slides into third with a triple. And then this pitch would glance off the Tiger catcher's glove. Smith breaks for home, and he would slide across safely. Kickapoo wins 1-0. Clinches the first district championship in 4 years. Chiefs will face Blue Springs South next week in the state quarters. Springfield Cardinals looking to put back-to-back wins together in North Little Rock tonight against the Travs. Springfield started play last place in the Texas League North, 9 games behind first place Arkansas. Battle between first-round draft pick pitchers. The Travs' Cade Anderson against the Cards' Liam Doyle. Anderson strikes out Zach Levinson. He pitched into the 5th, struck out 7. Doyle matched him. Get him. Caleb Cowley looking right here for strike 3. He would go 4 innings with 7 strikeouts. Arkansas, though, would strike in the 3rd inning. Charlie Pagliarini would single up the middle. Bill Knight comes in to score to make it 1-0 Travs. They would add to it later in the frame. Springfield cannot complete this double play, and Blake Rambush comes in to score on the fielder's choice to make it a 2-0 Arkansas lead. Bases were loaded in the 5th inning for the Travs, and Nick Raposo would unload them. Lines this past third down the left field line. 3 Travs come in to score. That makes it 6-0. Arkansas leads this one 14-0 in the 8th inning. 2 touchdowns. The Big League Birds rained out in Cincinnati tonight. The Royals opened up a series with the Mariners. Seattle shuts them out 2-0. The Royals have lost 10 of their last 11 games. And just a reminder, Springfield's been on the road forever. They're back on Memorial Day. They play a Monday afternoon game at 4:30 over at Route 66 Stadium. Then they play on Tuesday, have Wednesday out.
The newly named stadium.
Exactly.
Be playing there.
Right on the old route.
Right there. All right. Jamie, speaking of Memorial Day, looks like it's going to be pretty nice for the most part. Not as hot as it could be as some Memorial Days are.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like May could go either way. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a decent day with sunshine and highs in the low 80s.
Sounds great. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Dr. Hassenplug. Here at Driftwood Dental, we try to make our office feel as at home as a dental office can possibly feel. From warm, smiling faces to earthy tones, we do our best to take the stress out of dental procedures. Allow my team and I to welcome you to your new dental home.
Today we are talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. If you're losing benefits for any reason, have moved, or are new to Medicare, you can call now because you may be eligible for plans in your zip code with additional benefits or cost savings that you may not know about or that may not have previously been available to you. Some people may be wondering if they could qualify for a special enrollment period because of recent life changes. So don't wait. Call the number on your screen now. Call now with any questions about your Medicare coverage options. We will check to see if there is a Part C plan available in your area with additional benefits and potential cost savings. Call to speak with a licensed insurance agent and find out if you are eligible for an initial or special enrollment period. You don't get Medicare Part C benefits automatically, so call now for your free 2026 no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
Just call 800-234-9113. 800-234-9113.
Today we are talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. If you're losing benefits for any reason, have moved, or are new to Medicare, you can call now because you may be eligible for plans in your zip code with additional benefits or cost savings that you may not know about or that may not have previously been available to you. Some people may be wondering if they could qualify for a special enrollment period because of recent life changes. So don't wait. Call the number on your screen now. Call now with any questions about your Medicare coverage options. We will check to see if there is a Part C plan available in your area with additional benefits and potential cost savings. Call to speak with a licensed insurance agent and find out if you are eligible for an initial or special enrollment period. You don't get Medicare Part C benefits automatically, so call now for your free 2026 no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
Just call 800-234-9113. 800-234-9113.
Unscripted on Ozarks First has teamed up with Fritz's Adventure to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day with the Golden Apple Award.
Teachers work hard for our children and our community. Now it's your turn to say thank you. Head to ozarksfirst.com and nominate a deserving teacher or educator for the Golden Apple Award.
Each month, we'll surprise one outstanding educator with a $150 gift card plus 6 all-access passes to Fritz's Adventure. It's our way of honoring heroes in our classrooms. The Golden Apple Award from Ozarks First.
I'm excited to bring you my new show, Worth Knowing, featuring consumer reviews, local finds, and smart insights, streaming exclusively on the Ozarks First Plus app.
Mike Landis on Ozarks First. First in news, first for you.
As the country prepares to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, the stage is set for the nation's biggest race, the Indianapolis 500.
Race day is the best day of the year. What makes it so special as a driver is just the amount of people and the fans. The Speedway become part of everybody's life.
9 drivers in this year's field have already won motorsport's most coveted prize, and they look to add to their legacy.
I'm here for challenge for the win.
I love being here. I love trying to win.